Professor, good morning.
Good morning.
Dmytro Kuleba, the Foreign Minister of Ukraine, has been in India this week trying to convince the Indian government of its case, because India is having a rather good war in terms of its trade with Russia, isn't it?
No, that's true, but we need to remember that India has had very good relationship with Russia since 1970s. So when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, and even nowadays when Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of the country, well, these relations haven't changed. So Russia is a partner, but I wouldn't define Russia as an ally of India. But definitely, it is a very reliable partner for India. And India, well, has been buying large amounts of oil at a very discounted price. So definitely, this war just has brought a lot of benefits, economic benefits for India. But at the same time, also we have to remember that Prime Minister Modi is not very happy with the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And in Samarkand last week, during the meeting with President Putin, he criticized him quite openly, saying that it is not an era of war, but it is an era of diplomacy. So yes, India is not very comfortable with what is going on in Ukraine, but at the same time, New Delhi did not criticize Russia at the United Nations debates. So it keeps a very equal distance towards Russia, but at the same time, it keeps the same distance towards the United States.
Yes,
it means that even America may become a partner for India.
Of course, this is an interesting aspect of things because, of course, the United States has been selling India more weapons over the last period. Whereas India has been a great customer of Russia to date. Also, in terms of India buying oil, it's not just buying it for its own needs. It's also refining it and selling it worldwide, also to the West, isn't it?
No, that is true. So that's why many European countries, are not very happy with what India is doing. But at the same time, India may have an impact on Russian policies. Well, Narendra Modi, in fact, a couple of days ago spoke to President Putin, and a bit later, he also spoke to President Zelensky. So India may become a peacemaker. So when the foreign minister Kuleba was visiting Delhi, he expressed his wish. He said that he would love India to be seen as a peacemaker because Ukraine is planning to have a peace conference in Switzerland. And India may become a very, very important, very politically significant contributor to the peace process if, it starts. So definitely, and also we need to remember that Dmytro Kuleba, the foreign minister of Ukraine, was invited by his counterpart in India, Minister of External Affairs, Jaishankar, who just held very I would say, friendly talks with Kuleba. Well, that means that India may play a very important role in the months to come because it is, to some extent, trusted by Ukrainians, by many Western countries. And also, President Putin regards India as a very close friend. So who knows?
Who knows, indeed. As regards their trade, there was a lot of discussion, particularly at the beginning of the full-scale invasion, about how Russia would actually settle its trade. Are they demanding that people buy things for rubles, or how is that looking at the moment in terms of how they pay India?
Well, India is a part of the global south. We need to remember that. And many countries of the global south, well, especially the members of BRICS and BRICS Plus nowadays, will plan to reduce, well, the role of US dollar in international transactions. So yes, it is not the hard currency like dollar or euro, which are being used by India and Russia. So, well, it is a great benefit, economic benefit for India, but I'm not quite sure whether Moscow is really satisfied with this method of payments. But anyway, Moscow doesn't have any other choice, so it needs to rely on India. At the same time, also we need just to remember that Russia was a very big arms supplier for Delhi. And of course, that has been disrupted by the war in Ukraine. So not surprisingly, India is interested in buying more arms from the United States. But at the same time, well, I don't think that India is planning to rely on Russian oil for a very long term. Probably it will diversify, well, its supplies of oil. So that is also quite likely. So both sides so far are somehow satisfied that it is a part of a much bigger game. As I said, it is the global south which plans to undermine the very powerful role of Western countries in the world in international business. That could be the beginning, so we need to see what might happen in the years or in the months to come. But that visit of Dmytro Kuleba was very, very important. So yes, that was the first visit of a Ukrainian minister since the invasion of Ukraine. And we shall see.
We shall see indeed. Professor Piotr Kłodkowski, thanks very much for joining us with that analysis.